is this new technology-driven but people-enabled form of mass participation. It's the power that comes when millions of people coordinate together and create ultimately something that's even stronger and more effective than traditional top-down old power. New power is emerging all around us. So what's the difference between old power and new power? Well, here's just a few things that I think are important to call out. One is that old power works like a currency, while new power works like a current. What's distinctive about new power is that rather than it being a limited, exclusive commodity, it's actually something that can be made and constituted by many, not just held by a few. New power is all about upload. It's not about delivering directives to people. It's about providing context, providing direction. It's not about sort of a few people setting a kind of command-driven or leader-driven agenda. It's unleashing power through sharing and through the power of peer-to-peer collaboration. And finally, there's an inherent openness to new power that is quite different to the closed structures and systems of old power. Think like a movement builder, not a philanthropist. And I think this is really important. You've got to think about the people that you serve not as beneficiaries, but as participants. Because increasingly that's what young people will expect and what everybody will expect. Secondly, think about how you can invite the participants in your philanthropic and CSR programs into the story itself.
The communities that people come from have a powerful impact on how well they can do. And we can actually measure this, we can actually look at trends around this, and we can actually think about our work collectively to try to improve opportunity. So when we began, we went out and talked to a number of people about what opportunity meant. We talked to people who lived in low-income communities, we talked to policymakers, we talked to academics, and we came up with essentially these 16 different measures of opportunity. And in some ways they're intuitive, right? They fall into a whole category around employment and the economy, right? Of course, it's a critical piece of opportunity. Education, we know, is a core driver of opportunity. But then a set of other characteristics that are really important in communities, what we call community health and civic life, those social capital pieces that are really important to opportunity. So we did some analysis on the Opportunity Index, and one of the things we discovered is when you look at all those 16 characteristics across education, employment, and community and civic health, what we found was that there were several indicators that actually had more input, more power in driving opportunity scores than others. And so when we look at that list again, the indicator that actually drives opportunity scores more than any other indicator is actually the indicator that measures the percentage of young adults aged 16 to 24 who are neither in school nor in work. So you think about that population. This is a group of young adults who are really not connected to education and employment. They're not in those sort of institutions. And what we found is that when communities have high numbers of those individuals, those communities tend not to do well. When communities actually have lots of young people who are connected, they do well. And that it affects entire communities. The opportunity is a core American ideal. It cuts across party lines, it cuts across sectors. It's something we all agree on. It's really part of our DNA as a country. And our view is that we have absolutely all the tools, if we continue to work together across silos and sectors, to really focus on increasing opportunity.